Hello and welcome to episode 2 of The Why Behind the Worship. Today I'm going to be talking about, do you really live to worship God? To worship you I live, to worship you I live to worship you. Alright, so last week I spoke about what worship was, and really with this the why behind the worship, what I'm really going to be doing, I'm going to be looking at some different songs, and because I actually believe that some of us, when we worship, it's just words to us. We really never really know the meaning behind the songs or even mean the songs. Like, they've just become this emotion thing. Like a song like To Worship You I Live, to worship you I live to worship you. And it's a song that you just love, but like, have you catched yourself realizing that you're just actually just singing the song and you actually don't even mean it? You just love the way it sounds. To worship you I live to worship you. Oh, you just like get immersed in the song, and then you're like, I actually don't even mean the song. And my question to you is, do you know what you're singing when you're singing that song? Do you know what it means to live your life actually as a posture of worship, which is what we talked about last week? Do you know what that means? Because I really want to encourage you guys, and I really want to stir you guys to actually mean the songs you sing, which is why I did the why behind the worship. And so, do you really live to worship God? What does that look like? What does that, let's forget about it being a song. What does it actually look like to live to worship God? Remember last week we kind of talked about, worship being a lifestyle. What does that look like? What that really, really looks like is worshiping God 24/7. I was looking at a sermon, and I think it was a whole sermon series. He was talking about, the preacher was talking about instead of worshiping God 24/7, it's actually 20 forever. Meaning what we're doing on earth right now is actually a practice or a rehearsal for what's going to be in heaven. So if you can't learn to worship God right now, if your life can be a posture of worship right now, imagine your life being a posture of worship forever. Because in heaven, that's all they do. In heaven, that's what we're all going to be doing. So what does that look like in your life? What that looks like in your life is every single aspect of your life and every single aspect of what you do. What I mean by that is what you look at is an act of worship. So guys, I'm going to touch on some crazy things right here. What you look at is an act of worship. My question to you is, what kind of movies are you watching? Does the movies that you watch glorify God? If I was to ask you, when you go and watch that movie, is that an act of worship? And when you actually go and sing To Worship You I Live, do you actually mean it? Are those movies that you're watching a testimony of that song that you love to sing? To worship you, I live to worship you. And another one is your mouth, the things you say. Last week I spoke about how in your mouth, you can say hallelujah at the same time you can actually curse, And so what is it that's coming out of your mouth? How do you respond to somebody's negative energy? How do you respond to somebody when they give you the rude finger or something? Is how you respond with your mouth a testimony of that song that you always sing? To worship you I live. Oh, okay. Like, I'm really like, guys, I am not some legalistic guy who's trying to stop you from having all the fun in the world. All I'm saying is mean what you sing. Cause, you have to realize there's a why behind the worship. Why do you worship? And have worship just become like, stuff that you just sing, or do you actually mean it? So yeah. The why behind the worship. And I love this song personally, but I want every single song that you worship to, every single song that you sing, let it actually challenge you, because you're going to start, looking at listening to every single song a little bit deeper and being like, oh my goodness, I'm going to mean every word, not just the moment I'm worshiping, but with my life. So that is actually pretty much it. My time is up, and I hope this has really helped you. And guys, my goal for you is so that every single time you lift your hands and raise your voice to worship God, I want you to really think about why you are worshiping God, and really learn to worship God in spirit and in truth. Thank you guys so much for sharing this time with me on this episode 2 on the why behind the worship. Thank you guys so much. See you on the next episode. Bye.